We'll now call to order this January 22nd, 2026 meeting of the Centreville Town Council. We'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance and remain standing for a moment of silence. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. All right, first up is agenda review. Council, are there any additions or changes to the agenda?
None.
Hearing none. All right, next up is the minutes from the January 8th, 2026 meeting. Are there any corrections or additions to the minutes?
I just have one small one.
Yeah.
That's on page 2 at the top underneath the tables. I think it was meant to say the second line, Mr. Lehman will provide, or, will provide further information to Miss, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I misread that. My apologies. I did misread that, sorry.
Okay.
I saw they were both, but
No worries.
Thank you.
Do we have a motion to approve the minutes as drafted?
Make a motion to approve the minutes.
Is there a second? Second. Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Next up is a citizens forum. Citizens are requested to keep their comments to 3 minutes. Okay, and now we need to do some other things until 7:05 for the public hearing.
Do you want to do the treatment plan, or KIP's cybersecurity update?
Yeah, let's do it. Hello.
Okay.
The legislation has been put in and passed for all water and wastewater operations to have a cybersecurity plan in place. There's certain things that they have to be up to their standard with and everything. We've been aware of this. This has been coming probably 5 years that I know of, that it was coming. There's a couple things with our system that, because it's antiquated, and especially like the wastewater plant, it's not connected to anything like the internet or anything like that. So what's currently there, if it's not connected, they can't get into it. So, however, the computers that the operators use, it still falls on that stuff. Those, as well as town hall and everything. With that being said, we've been working with our IT techs at Midshore. They're aware of it. They've been aware of it. We're not the only place that they take care of. So they know the policy inside and out. One thing with the town of Centreville, because we're under 3,300 connections, not population, connections. A lot of that stuff doesn't apply to us. Not meaning that we're not going to do our due diligence, because we are. The folks from Midshore, I'm thinking it's probably been a month or longer ago, went through Public Works computers and stuff, made sure that was all firewall protected, both through them and on site. So those are covered. They started the town hall just
This week?
just this week. So so it's underway and it's getting taken care of. The water treatment plant, because we had to replace the operating system for the water treatment plant. The old one was no longer supported and had trouble with it and had to have a new program rewritten. When that occurred, because everything is data exchanged over the internet now, we had to have the water plants on connected. But when that program was written and that company came in, installed it, got everything up and running, they installed a standalone firewall on it. So that's protected, but also that's in the scope of work that Mid-Shore is gonna go through and check also. So we're in pretty good shape on it right now. We were ahead of the game. Not much else left for us to do, it looks like at this point, so
That's
it's going pretty well.
Awesome.
Yeah, and
you.
this, sorry, no, go,
I'm sorry.
please.
Does the fact that we contract with Susquehanna, where we have outside contractors that have access to our system, do they have to go through any kind of compliance?
Their computers have to be compliant also.
Okay, so they have independent computers that interface with ours?
Yes, they have computers that are independent of the town's computers. They have to be protected also because they do have access to the, like the water treatment plants right now. They have the access to those programs and stuff. And especially when the new plant comes online, all the new stuff is all data exchange on the internet, so, you know, that they'll have to be protected because of that also.
A lot more exposure.
Yeah.
Will this be an annual process that we have to go through for this, or,
Not,
excuse me?
not to my knowledge, with the exception of any updates that come up. I mean, there's constantly updates for firewalls and stuff. So with that being said, they'll have to do that much at least, but it's not it's not near to the point of all the computers have to be replaced and everything. It just happened that most of the public works computers were about the same age and they were failing out, so we've got them replaced and newer programs on it and everything, especially with Windows 11, I think it is, being the operating system now. Many of those were Windows 10, and they were antiquated as far as the systems.
Right,
So,
right.
Yep.
No, I brought this as an agenda item for town council, excuse me, at MML last summer. It was a big hot topic. And as we all know, as far as it relates to IT, et cetera, and there's been incidents since then in other states where there has been lockout, like with the wastewater treatment plant and things of that sort. So that kind of like ring a bell for me. I'm like, I wonder, what have we done, you know? Because the state of Maryland is trying to make certain, you know, as far as risk and exposure, and there's a long plan associated with that for compliance. So I knew there was a compliance aspect to be done there. And then I guess documentation and processes is another thing, right? As far as just having that documentation. So if you were ever, quote, audited, you
Yep.
come in, you have your documentation, and from that perspective, so.
and that's one of the things about having Mid-Shore as our IT. They keep all that documentation and everything, so it's all filed. So if there is ever an audit, they show up with us, and
Yeah,
you know, it's all taken care of. Very neat and clean. One of the big things that pushed for that legislation was 3, maybe 4 years ago now. There was a large system in Florida that per se got hacked into, and they changed the set points on, like chlorine, for instance, in the drinking water. There's a lot worse things that can be done, but it was caught fast. It wasn't like it was anything that could hurt anybody other than, you know, a nuisance more than anything. But that was the one that pushed things along, that, you know, if they can get into something like that and do that, it's time to protect everybody. So EPA pushed for that hard.
terrific. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Sure, no problem.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, we will now have our public hearing on ordinance 15-2025. We're going to have this public hearing, and then we're going to continue the public hearing to the next meeting to allow more time for advertising. Zoning changes require additional advertising that's not required for ordinances in our town code, so we just need to advertise it one more time. So we'll do this tonight, and then we'll do this again. So we cannot act on it tonight.
Right.
Does that accurate? Will? Good to
It's
go?
accurate.
Okay.
And I think, if there had been anyone interested tonight who wanted to speak, they could put that on the record tonight.
Yeah.
If anyone is new next time, you could maybe ask if they'd like any rehashing of the introduction.
Yeah, so with no one here, we don't need to do this. We'll just have the public hearing next time? In its entirety? Like,
Unless you'd like to introduce it, or,
I mean, I think, why don't we have Peter, but we don't need to do like the whole public
And I
comment
don't know that
piece.
you necessarily do. We had an advertisement for a public hearing for tonight, but
But
yeah,
no
we
one
don't
has
have
signed
anybody
up,
here.
so, okay.
yeah,
So yeah,
yeah.
we'll go ahead and just dispense with the public hearing. We'll have the public hearing on the 5th of February. But right now, since you're here, Peter, why don't you go ahead and hit the highlights for us on this ordinance?
Sure, this is a zoning text amendment, associated design manual updates, and it was initiated by Kevin Sills in conjunction with the Centreville Business Park Lots N, O, and P development project. The zoning text amendment seeks to change, allowing for comprehensive shopping center signage. So, kind of like the shopping center signage at Acme, right? That's basically like similar to that. So we don't allow that in the code. That's kind of a pre-existing thing. You couldn't do that right now. So that's the main thing that this seeks to address for, and it was introduced in conjunction with that shopping center. It also consolidates multiple sign types that were kind of had similar definitions under the freestanding sign type. We're updating the signage table 3, which has the commercial signage types, sizes, etc., and the associated design manual sections that were impacted by the text changes. The Planning Commission voted unanimously to forward a favorable recommendation at their December 17th, 2025 regular meeting. And that's kind of a quick rundown of the changes.
Okay. Do we have any questions for Peter tonight? You can certainly save your questions till
I
next
just
time.
have one quick question.
Go for it.
And excuse me, because I've been a little out of the loop for the last month. But with the new signage statutes that we're, excuse me, addressing, will that also impact people retroactively, businesses that are currently have signs out there, or is this all for new signage?
If you retroactively had a sign that didn't comply and now it meets whatever the new definitions are, then it would become compliant, if it meets the new definitions. I don't know of any off the top of my head that is the case for. I think like I was referencing the one at Acme, I think that's probably 2 calls still.
So if they are not in compliance with the new
It's still a
regulations.
pre-existing non-conformance issue that would have been grandfathered into the
So they
system.
will be grandfathered in.
Yes, and so if they wanted to redo that shopping center sign, after this is passed, we could reach out to them and say, hey, if you want to redo your signage at any time, now you can have a similar thing to what you have now. It'll be, slightly different.
Thank you.
Any other questions? All right, well, we will talk about this again in a couple weeks. All right, reports of boards and commissions, Maryland Municipal League, I have nothing. Carolyn, do you have anything?
No, go ahead.
Okay, sorry.
The hotel portal is live for the summer MML meeting. So if you're interested in attending MML, they don't have it's not open to apply for the meetings. That's February 7th, but the hotel portal is open to reserve your rooms.
Okay,
So if you're interested, let us know ASAP, because they fill up very,
Quick.
very
Quickly.
quickly. Yeah,
Yeah.
and then we're spread out throughout different, well,
Yeah.
Jeff goes on his own anyways, but.
I don't even know if I'll be here next year.
Okay.
Can I get me?
Yeah, please let me know if you have any
It's this
questions
summer.
offline. I
Oh,
can
that's right,
give you
it's this summer.
how it
I
works,
forget.
the rules.
Good.
gone.
Blame him.
Okay, Council of Governments.
Nothing to report. Meeting is next month.
Okay, Economic Development.
I've been personally a little bit out of commission for the last few weeks, But I reached out to Gay and Carol this week about getting an updated list for, as much as we can, all of our current business contacts that we have in the community, because starting next week, I want to, now that we're through the holiday season, really go after recruitment of the 7 members for CETA that we need to get on board, and it's going to require quite a bit of legwork with that and contacting multiple people, so we have multiple candidates for each of those positions. So that'll be ramping up next week, and Gay and Carol are working to get me a more comprehensive listing of the different business contacts around town.
Perfect.
So that'll be the biggest thing. And I regretfully had to miss a couple economic meetings where you, I think, spoke at, or so I'd like to get caught up a little bit with that offline if
Sure.
I can. So I missed out on.
I mean, my part was wonderful. The rest was also great.
If
but
you
no,
do
we can
say
get
so,
caught
you're a
up.
bad self.
You know,
It was a good conference.
it was a really
It
good
was
meeting, yeah.
I regret that I missed that.
All right. Park Advisory Board, it appears we have another Fred McNeil original movie.
Chief demanding films, so we're gonna give him films, all right? Sandy set up a good program on pruning. Not only does the town plant trees, but we take care of the trees. We're gonna give you a look at that. And plus, Park Advisory Board, you have new benches around town. You have places to put your bike. So how about we roll the videotape and we'll see where we go? You can play the music, it's legal.
We have music.
I can hear the music.
You hear the music?
Yeah. I am really excited about bike racks.
Yeah, all of everything there.
What are we gonna do when you run out of benches to photograph?
We got plenty of benches. Of course, we got plenty of benches. The nice thing is, some of the people who own stores, the pizza parlor was talking about, hey, this summer you get a slice of pizza, sit out on the bench and eat pizza. You don't have to be inside. So Mike and the group did a super job. Sandy, thank you. I learned more about tree pruning than I've known in 78 years.
Yeah, no, I'd like to thank actually Garrett Dickel, who was with Bartlett Tree. He is a true great partner for the town. And I didn't even know, he reached out to me, he says, really, a lot of people, they don't know, they should trim their trees once they plant them. They're just like, well, they're good, they're coming from the nursery, they should be fine. And we had some other people from the town administration that came, and it was quite eye-opening, actually.
It was great. I
very
learned a
great.
lot. I knew nothing about trees
That's
or
right.
pruning or anything, but I did. I learned a lot.
Yeah.
It was cool. It was
Yeah.
cool.
So it was great, and
A
so
little
he's-
cold that day, but it was.
Oh, it was like a great day, actually, comparative, but with everything, not as good as today, but, so, yeah, he's just wonderful relating to our tree program in the town. I can't be more appreciative of his support.
He's a great resource,
Awesome.
tremendous knowledge.
Planning Commission.
Yeah, Planning Commission, last night, there were a few items that were discussed. One was relating to the architectural elevations for Centreville Business Park. And so that was kind of in final form. They did a great job. And there was a lot of comments that came back. They revised their architectural elevations and, what they had to address. And that was approved last night, so that was like a kind of a major milestone to get that done and over the finish line. The tenants that are going to be there, I did ask the question about who, right now, things could always change, of course, but Sherman-Williams, I think they're talking with them as far as a paint store, LabCorp, Verizon. I think they also said Goodwill. I think I heard that correctly. And Dairy Queen, Lido Pizzas, and Jersey Mike's, and also the auto store. There's also going to be there, an additional auto store. So that was great. That was completed. Also, that was on relating to recommendation to the Board of Appeals for 2 properties. One was at 202 South Liberty Street, and that individual wanted to do a short-term rental. They just wanted, they have a large home, as it relates to being able to afford their home. And she just wanted to rent to single families, you know, that need accommodations in town. That was approved, and it's great too. You know, we need that type of, you know, short-term, people can stay somewhere when they come in town. So that was approved. The second one was associated with Price Street. The individual there was like, I think, a 5-unit. I think they're attached townhouses, and they needed storage area, so it was for a storage building. So the applicant came and talked about that, and there were some variances required associated with that, and that was also recommended for approval. I believe the appeals board meeting will be next week. I think they'll be looking at those too. And those are the three. I don't think I missed anything. Those are the 3 topics talked about last night.
I have
Yes.
a question on Liberty Street. When I was looking at the engineering drawings that were
Yeah.
included in the documentation, are they looking to rent out the entire home
No,
and
it's
and
just
be
for-
absent? Or
on
just
Liberty Street?
Right.
On Liberty? Yeah, no, it's just rooms, certain rooms. It's owner occupied. She'll be in the home. And she was just like, if a family comes, they need a couple rooms, she would just kind of rent the rooms. And there's no breakfast being done, so it's not like a bed and breakfast. She's just renting some rooms for families who are looking to do that.
I saw the first floor and the attic,
Right, yeah,
you know,
that's correct.
diagrams and everything, so I just
And they
didn't
have
know.
parking, and so parking was talked about last night,
Okay,
and so that's not really an issue at all. So,
thanks.
Awesome. All right, reports of department heads, town manager.
The first thing on my list is the mill. So, the mill, the big building is down, and now he is just cleaning up the property. So the plan is they will be applying for a fence permit, once everything is cleaned up. And, you know, anything that he has will hopefully be put behind that fence. The metal building will still be there, then they will put metal siding to cover up the part that was attached to the building that was knocked down. So the metal will go up on that when they're done, so.
I haven't been by in a couple days, but the concrete wall that was just like jutting out, that's gonna be gone, right? And it's
All of
just gonna
that
be
is
the still
supposed to be
building?
gone,
Okay.
yes. All that is supposed to be gone, yes.
So originally, everything was gonna be gone and it was gonna be plowed over and grass planted. But so he's gonna retain that property and keep,
The metal building in the
Metal
back,
building.
yes. Yeah, he will keep the metal building in the back.
okay.
Now, just be
And that
clear,
was
and
the-
everything around the outside is supposed to be gone too, correct?
It's supposed to be gone and/or cleaned up and
Okay.
moved.
And we're going to start enforcing the code as it's
Yes.
written the end of this month, like he's out of time.
Yes.
So the untagged cars, it amounts to basically $500 a day in fines if he
Yeah.
doesn't get that cleaned up.
So the fence permit, this is the question. I think the code said, I don't know what it's, because it's a piece of commercial property, right? So I guess the code is different, because I know a front yard fence is only allowed to be 48 inches. So
Peter
are
can
we
answer
going
that
to?
question, maybe. You'll have to come up
Peter, you wanna
here.
come up?
So, the code doesn't actually say that. This is a thing that
Somebody
happened that
made
we
it.
are talking about at our next planning commission work session. I discovered this, a month ago, Sandy? Somebody asked me if they could build a fence in their front yard, and I tried to find it in the code, and it's gone. The planning commission believes that it was accidentally deleted from the code, but it's still not there, and it hasn't been there since approximately 2019. It might get put back there, but in this circumstance, I'm absolutely willing to say that that's not in the code, and this is a commercial property, and it's the directive.
Well, I'm just getting at it, like, so I know a 6-foot privacy fence is not going to cover,
There's no height restrictions on
Okay.
fence
That's a
in the
question, okay.
current code.
okay.
Karen, can I just ask you, last meeting, we voted $1,400, $1,495 for a temporary fence. Now, that was just, if we knocked it down.
if
just
we-
That was for just to
Yes.
shield from our
Yes.
our tear down
I
process.
walked along it today, you know where that metal girder is? Some of that stuff is, that one squash car. I mean, that's almost right on the road. I mean, what do we do? Maybe the chief, someone's gonna, I mean, I think we're getting close to the road that just, I know the junk's gonna be hauled out of there ASAP, but right now, I mean, some of it's almost on the road. And it might be worth looking at.
I can call and talk.
Yeah, and that one picture I think I sent you shows that. Yeah.
Is the fence that he's gonna build a solid fence, or is it one that you can,
It's not gonna be a chain link fence, no. It's gonna be something solid that you can't see through.
That you can't see.
but it may only be 4 feet or?
No.
No, it's gonna be
It's gonna
higher
be taller
than
than
that.
that.
It'll be taller than that.
Hopefully, it's an 8-foot fence.
28.
Or 18 foot?
No, I
Yeah.
think 8 will cover a lot of it, but
Yeah.
yes. That's
I mean,
all.
he is very much on notice that this project has to be done in a manner that's satisfactory to the town.
Yes.
And it was estimated like 3 weeks, right? Karen?
By the end of the month.
Yeah, so like, it was like,
I mean, with the snow,
yeah. it's
Yeah,
gonna-
yeah,
it's gonna-
it's
There's a
gonna,
holiday
But-
thing in there, yeah.
he needs to show substantial progress on every day that progress can be
Yes.
made.
We've done a good job Wednesday and Thursday of this week, right? He really did. He knocked down a heck of a lot. Just gotta haul it out.
Yeah,
Just gotta
he
haul it
just
out.
has to get it hauled out.
Yeah, and are you, staff watching it like daily to see that there's progress every day?
Yeah, I've ridden past there. I get, photos just about every day
don't
from
go that way.
Fred. So I do see, Fred keeps an eye on it. I know Chief is there, past there quite a few times, and our Public
Okay,
Works
great,
are too,
excellent,
yeah.
thank you.
Yeah, I agree with Ashley. You gotta stay on top of this guy, but actually, I think the last 2 days, he didn't do
He has
anything
done a
Monday.
lot.
That was a holiday. Tuesday was the snow. But Wednesday and Thursday this week, they really did a lot of work.
That's great. My fear is that contractors have fired him as a client before. So if
Yeah.
we see that excavator leave,
yep.
like,
I'll let you
that's
know.
it.
Well,
We have to step right in.
Myself and Gary met with him and the contractor and we spoke directly to the contractor about what the expectations were on the property. So my hope is that he also understands and
Yep.
Get done?
what needs to get done.
I appreciate all your work on this. I mean, the
Yes.
whole town staff. I know I reached out to the chief, Fred, when you let me know there were teenagers hanging around there.
Sent you the pictures, right?
Yes, and so, I mean, it's a all hands on deck sort of effort.
Sure is.
And I also, I was, out of town and I appreciated the daily pictures.
Suffering
Fred.
in Miami. Come on.
Suffering,
girl.
suffering.
Suffering. Okay, staff had their third budget meeting yesterday, so we are working on our numbers. It's a little tight this year, so we're working through. I attended the veterans
great
group
job.
meeting last week. They were a great group, along with Lieutenants Larimore and Harris. So it was good. They're a great group. I learned how to prune trees last week. Public Works and I had a meeting with Whitman Reckhart this morning for an update on the design phase of the treatment plant. So we're at 30%. They are at 30% right now. So they're moving along. Kip and Janelle and I and our lobbyist Ashley met with the Deputy Chief of Staff for Governor Moore and the Chief Sustainability Officer to bring them up to speed on the wastewater treatment plant. That was just more of, here's what's happening. Do you have any suggestions for us? So it was a good meeting. Mandatory, and I already told Kip I'm taking half of his stuff, that there was a mandatory pre-bid meeting yesterday held at the wharf for the wharf park improvements. So all of those contractors for those 3 different RFPs met. Tomorrow is the bid opening for the recycling. I wrote this down, but I'd have to ask Kip. I don't know if it'll be ready for the February 5th or if it'll be the second meeting. I know we've got to do some calling references and calling, so, because next Friday is when packets go out, so, and then snow. So we'll see. I think our plan is maybe the 5th, but fingers crossed. I did talk to Todd Mon about Taylor Mill Road. It is in the county's long-range plan, 4 to 5 years out. It is not an immediate that they will be doing anything with that. So
What are their plans? Is it to reopen the bridge
It would be to reopen, yes, Taylor Mill.
and have that as a, as an open road through
Yes.
the neighborhood on the other side?
Yes, yeah,
Is it
all the way, so it would go all the way out to Rolling
Bridge Road.
Bridge.
Right. So it'll go pretty close to a couple of houses.
It comes right through.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
comes right
Yeah,
through
they
there.
still have the right of way for it.
Yeah. We also submitted our application yesterday for the update to the county's water and sewer comprehensive plan, requesting the ability to lease farms for our spray fields. Janelle did have a conversation with Alan, their Director of Public Works, and he was very helpful in suggesting additional items to the narrative, such as risk mitigation, addressing refusal to renew lease agreements, sale of the land or transfer of ownership through inheritance or death of the owner. So she's gathering some more data, and he's just asked her, I think, no later than the 30th, she'll send in an updated narrative to them, so.
So they are open to leasing and not just purchasing land for that?
Well, we don't know yet until, this is just the application that would then go, there will be a public hearing, it would go before the commissioners. So the commissioners would make that determination, whether they approve it or not, so.
So the application will be done by the 30th?
The application, actually, the application and payment is already in, it's
Oh,
the
okay.
narrative part that
Okay, so there's kinda
Alan
two
talked to
parts.
Janelle, just
okay.
to, include some additional information that he thought would be helpful for the application, so. Oh, let me see. Their RFP, Public Works is reviewing RFP for the expansion of the holding pond out at the spray field, so that is planned to go out within the next 30 days, but they're all reviewing the language for that. And then at the February 5th council meeting, Karen will be giving a mid-year update, budget update, so for FY26 update for the council. That's
Great.
all I have.
That was a lot.
It was a
Thank you.
lot, thank you. I didn't think I had anything when I started, but then I was like, I started writing all Kip's stuff down.
Police?
Hoping Carolyn would take mine as well.
Sorry, I didn't have yours. I didn't have yours.
First and foremost, good evening, everybody. Hope everybody's doing well, that they picked up their paper products and food essentials before the weekend hits. Couple things. I want to give the 2025 yearly department report to the council. I also have an item of interest afterwards, as long as we have time for it. But to get started, for anybody that is watching or listening to our meeting, all of these stats are on our Centreville webpage under the Departments of Police, and you can look under statistical reports if you want to review them later.
Awesome.
So for the year of 2025, what I'll do is I'll draw the attention to the box to the right as we usually look at, because it gives you comparison studies between what would typically be months. In this case, it'll be the year
We
2025.
don't have this, do we, Gay?
You want?
I've never received it. I picked it up out there. Do you guys want a copy of it?
Laura didn't send it to
No.
me. I have extras.
You know, we can hear, so you
Yeah.
can keep going.
I'll pass it around. You guys talk all that.
Nothing super exciting, but either way, I'd like to at least provide the comparisons
Maybe
between.
you should make a video next time.
Yeah,
Ted can get you the legal music.
That would be outstanding.
I know a person, I know a person.
Another person.
I'll take care of you.
I know you will.
We'll make it a musical next time.
So between the year of 2024 and current, or past year, 2025, in 2024, there were 63 criminal arrests that were adult. In 2025, there were 67, so a slight increase there. As far as arrests concerning juveniles, there was actually only 2 in 2024 with 0 in 2025.
That's awesome.
That's good news. Traffic citations in 2024, there was approximately 449 issued versus 2025, which are down a little bit. It was 369 citations issued. Warnings, there was 2,000 in 2024 with a slight increase of 2,173 in 2025. Safety equipment repair orders, which are any violations, equipment out on vehicles and such. There were 296 issued in 2024 versus 254 in 2025. Parking citations in 2024 were only 11, where it went down in 2025 to 9. So that's also good. It means people are kind of minding their P's and Q's when it comes to parking around our town. The incidents went up slightly from 8,356 in 2024 to 8,434 in 2025. Slight increase. And a lot of that, again, like I had mentioned in other meetings, well, that could be the proactiveness of the officers doing extra business checks, the property checks and so forth. We have seen an increase in this past year of people wanting the police presence in their neighborhood, taking vacations and such. They'll call us and say, hey, do you mind doing extra patrols, et cetera. So that could accommodate for that. The red speed automated speed enforcement, there is no comparison between the years, but the total number of issued citations for the red speed cameras were 458 total violations that were issued out, just for the cameras alone. Now, that is a little bit low, as I indicated before, because we did have one camera down for half the year, waiting on maintenance and power supplies and so forth. So that number, we anticipate on being higher this 2026. I won't go through all the special assignments because there are quite a few, and not just the special assignments, but the training as well. If there's anything in particular that you see on here that you want to talk about, I can certainly address it. But as you can indicate, there are quite a few. We've been very active in 2025 with just about any type of special event we could attend, whether it be tree lightings, school events, et cetera. We've had a lot of requests for our officers to be out at the schools, more so than we ever have in the past. So we've been more than accommodating, and we love to be there, and anything we can do to help out. Like, we've produced our canine out there for certain events, so we have what they call Cash Dash. One of our canines' name is Cash, so the kids would run with the dog would run with the kids, and they would chase each other in like a race, and then they get a reward for whoever won. So we try to do many as interactive things as we can with the children.
I want to see Council Vice President Keel race Cash.
Yeah, I do too.
My bet's on Cash, but
Do it right after you do it.
Okay? I could definitely beat you in a race, Jeff. The dog, probably not, but you, I think I could.
Do you keep track of how many times the K-9 unit's been deployed for a particular incident?
So I don't, well, okay, so just scans. Now, this isn't broken down into whether it is a scan of a building or a scan of a vehicle, but it's showing 87 total canine scans for the year 2025. Now, that could be narcotic sniffs of vehicles, or it could be scans of a building for narcotics or lockers at the schools, things of that nature. We could break that down if you needed the statistics as to whatever.
I'm just curious, I know you have 2 dogs now, crews.
So for 2025, we started off with 1 dog in the beginning of the year. The first quarter, we had the second dog. The second dog provided a few of these stats, and then towards the last quarter of 2025, we were down a dog again. We were reassigning, retraining, and providing a new handler for that dog. So starting in 2026, we have 2 dogs fresh, ready to go, certified on the streets. So we're anticipating 2026 to be a better year all the way around, and we're coming out full staff with 2 dogs.
Does the middle school and the high school request you to come in to do locker sniffs?
That's an outstanding question. We used to have an agreement with the Board of Ed to utilize the canines whenever they needed to do narcotic sniffs of lockers, vehicles, things of that nature. As of recent years, that's been cut back and not requested as much. That's something we'd have to take up with the school board. So we just provide the resource if they request it. We don't typically go there and say, hey, we want to do this. It's usually at the request of the school board. So they haven't specifically requested it in the past few years from us. So, yes. So anything under special assignments or any of the training that would be a speaking point for anybody that I can bring up, talk about.
No. Thank you for your work.
Thank you.
Thank you. One thing I would like to bring up to council, it's more of a informative situation that we've recently encountered at the police department. So since September of 2025, I've been working with Queen Anne County IT Department, along with our Department of Emergency Services, on upgrading our computers for the Centreville Police Department. That's not just the desktops internally, that is our laptops in our vehicles as well. So what we have found, as in the last quarter of 2025 is there have been mandated updates, and I know we were talking about IT and updates earlier, and that kind of sparked my memory for this. Windows 11, if you're familiar, is the new Windows platform that they're requiring everybody to use. All of our laptops in our computers will not update to Windows 11. They're so antiquated and old, and basically they've been band-aided for a decade. That means upgrading of RAM, and they've squeezed as much energy as they can out of these laptops to the point they're barely functioning. So in a nutshell, what has occurred is this has been going on for over a decade, and now it's been pretty much, I'm the one left holding the bag of having to upgrade these items. With that being said, I'm not requesting anything right now. It's just, like I said, an informative update. We will be in need of 15 laptops for our vehicles. I know it's an imperfect or perfect time to bring it up because we are getting into the budget portion of discussions. Something to think about. Now, I have a quote. It's going to be adjusted because we came into the new year. It's obviously increased since we've gone into 2026. But to give the council an idea, it's going to be close to a $70,000 upgrade. Now, I've talked to the town manager, I've talked to Mrs. Luffman about the situation as to where and if we can come up with the money now versus maybe just waiting until we strike the budget and trying to put it in the budget and do it that way. Problem is, I'm afraid the later we wait, the more the price might go up again.
That's it.
Between tariffs, inflation, everything else that's going on. That's not a pressure thing on the council by any stretch, it's just me giving you the update, and I know everybody understands that. I've worked diligently with Queen Anne County IT Department to try to stay online with what computers we have, and they're slowly just crumbling underneath of us. Officers can't run data in the cars now because of security between Windows 10 and Windows 11. The state won't allow us to run the data because we don't have those security patches. We also are having a hard time connecting to our county networks to do reporting and respond to incidents and log all our calls. So it's a variety of things that are taking place as we're slowly degrading in our technology. So I just want to bring the council up to par as to what we're facing right now, and I've been trying to strike deals between trying to find out what the best unit would be for our agency, whether we continue with the Panasonic units that we have, or do we switch and cooperate with the county, which all the county's using right now are GTAC models. And I think that would be a good idea to kind of go on board with what everybody else is using because it's easier maintenance. They know the platform, they can work on them for us versus having to change it out. Okay, that's a Panasonic, but I got a GTAC over here. Maintaining similarity across the board with county and allied agencies, I think is the better idea. So with that being said, that is what I got quotes for. I'm gonna get the final quote, I'm hoping this week, maybe next week, depending. I've had 2 or 3 meetings with GTAC representatives along with the vendors and Queen Anne County IT. So just to give the council a heads up on what we've been working on and facing here lately, I'm trying to not ask for anything that is not a want. This is certainly gonna be a need.
Since this is being mandated, we know if there's any state funding or?
So I believe there is some out there. I've talked to Ms. Tanya Wright, our
Grant writer,
yeah, we'll say grant writer.
finance specialist.
Yes, a little bit of everything. She wears many hats.
Yeah.
So in trying to look for any type of grants that might assist us with the funding, she is diligently working on that, along with myself. Anything I can come across, I've talked to other allied law agencies to see what they have done in the past. So I've got a good idea and a good path for us. So I'm hoping we can get the resources. But again, knowing what we're going into in 2026 politically, we don't know what funding may or may not be available. So we're going to try our best to see what we can do to get some ease on the town budget. But we are working on that, yes. So great question.
I just want to say too, for those that are new, when the chief took the role of chief, there had been, I'll just say, an insane amount of capital requests from the police department, from leadership prior, and he really came in and looked at everything really more thoughtfully. And so when you request something from us, like, it feels very legitimate to me in a way that requests from CPD have not always felt legitimate in my time up here. And so, like, I appreciate you letting us know. I appreciate you getting quotes and bringing it to us. I think let's get a recommendation from Karen. I think we probably have some options. I certainly want our officers to be able to run the things that they need from their cars, and I know you would never bring something frivolous to us, so.
Wasn't
I
it
totally agree.
last year or the year before we approved to get 6 new computers?
We were gonna try to phase in computers by the year. What we found is Panasonic, which we had, we were gonna just replace them with Panasonic. After speaking with Queen Anne County IT, they had recommended we go on board with the same thing as the rest of the county and use GTAC. Well, trying to phase in with GTAC, I was trying to chase down vendors, quotes, get everything together. I think I'm not sure what her title is, Megan from Queen Anne County IT provided me a couple
IT,
quotes then. But at that point, we we're kind of, so far in the fiscal year, we didn't take action on it. We were
Okay.
trying to, again, Band-Aid what we had.
Yeah.
To see if we can make them last, so now we're just at a point where we can't do that anymore.
Okay.
And I think Councilperson McNeil rode with one of our officers just recently, and I believe he might have had that experience with her.
I was gonna save it
Having a
for later,
few-
but I was gonna thank you for letting me ride along.
Certainly.
Great time driving around Symphony Village, all around town. Then the officer said, look, I'm gonna show you how we do it. Police, hold up the ray gun or
Traffic
whatever it
stops.
is. And this crazy woman came down the hill, and she was a crazy woman. Sorry, could have been a man, but this was a woman.
Was she in a blue car?
Yes, she was.
Oh, okay, well,
Anyway, this woman came down, the officer, 50 miles an hour, coming down the hill. I was in the passenger seat, she says, hold on, she turned on the light, didn't track the person down. As when she left the car, the officer left the car, the woman yelling and screaming at her, throwing a pair of glasses, right, chief? And I saw the whole thing from the passenger seat, but the mirror was there, so I saw this woman's throwing arms up in the air. The officer was cool and calm, and the backup came, I guess as a procedure. Another officer came and make sure, and she just backed away very calmly. The woman didn't have her license. Strike one. Yelling and screaming, strike two. Throwing glasses. Anyway, the officer went back in the car, Fred, and got on the computer. Well, it worked, but it worked mighty damn slowly. These people's lives on the line, our officers. And so I'm reinforcing, I was gonna save it to later, but I'm reinforcing, look at, these are people who make it so I can sleep at night, and when the bad guys come, they protect me, and the computers are 20, 30, I don't know what the heck they are, but I back you 100%.
So to give the council an idea on age, when we purchased them right around, I believe, 2024, 2025, they were refurbished when they were purchased.
Yeah.
15 or 20?
2015, I think it was.
Okay, you said 2025.
Oh, sorry, 2015.
Wow,
I'm hoping.
Those are
a
really
10-year-old
outdated.
refurbished
Yeah,
computer.
they're super outdated.
25,
So
that's what I thought you meant.
2025, and when they were purchased, at that point, they were refurbished when we got them. So it was just a way to get us up and running at the time with the intention of probably upgrading down the road, which never happened. So this is what we're left with.
Okay. Excuse me. Thank you.
Good job.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Town attorney.
I have nothing for you tonight.
Perfect. Director of Public Works. Carolyn didn't steal your whole update, only some of it?
Won't take up too much time. Just want to let everybody know and let all the residents that may be viewing, we're prepped as good as anybody can be for this storm coming. The only thing I can ask is for everybody to be patient and understanding. You never know how much of this snow or freezing rain you're going to get until it happens. Our first priority is to open up roads enough to get emergency services to the public. That doesn't mean we're plowing curb to curb or anything like that. So again, like I say, just be patient. There will be Facebook posts coming out before and throughout the storm, different tips and that kind of stuff that you can do. I'm going to ask that the public please be patient with our public works staff. Learn to shovel your driveway out right so that it doesn't get filled back in again, and then you're standing there hollering at the guys that are trying to open the road for everybody, not just you.
Yeah, let's just say, let's not holler at the Public Works employees that are working in absolutely frigid, snowy conditions to help. Just in general, don't yell at town staff.
So, and other than that, just everybody be safe and use common
Thank you.
sense.
And Kip, just appreciate you and your team and all
Yes.
that you do, and I know the public isn't always as grateful as they should be, but know that we are very grateful.
Yep, we're still there, so,
Thank you.
yep.
All right, town clerk.
I do have a few things. Wanted to let you know I have completed finishing our Tree City application for 2025. We always do it after. I just need Carolyn to look over my numbers to make sure I'm correct. Met with Janelle Turner about our cemetery upgrade, and all the, everything is put in digitally. Now we're at the part of me training him on the designer on our process, so he can make sure that works properly in the computer version, and then training staff. So we'll be up and running hopefully online in a month or two. So that would be great. That'll help everyone. That'll help everyone out. I wanted to let you know that there are, for April 2026, 12 board and commission volunteers that expire. So I will get that list to you guys at the February 5th meeting for you guys to look at. It's a pretty big group this year. I went along with the tree pruning and learned a lot on that, had a good time. I have your Notre Dame gloves. I forgot to bring them tonight,
No, that's a
but they
gift.
helped me.
Anyone
They
that
help
cheers for Notre Dame gets gloves.
They helped me, but I did learn a lot and actually had a lot of fun. I didn't expect to have that much fun. I really didn't. On the Main Street America stuff, we have 2 mandatory items that we close on January 28th, and that's the Main Street America Community Assessment Evaluation, and then the Main Street Maryland Impact Report. Both of those are due January 28th. So we're in the process of completing those. And then internally, myself, along with staff, we've been working on a website review, making changes and recommending updates, going over office procedures, going over permit processes, and then just closing out items from the end of the year and scanning documents and get everything up and going. And sorry about some of the things today. We've been turning our computers over, and there are some there are some down times. We are a little slow, but they should be hopefully tomorrow. I'm hoping we'll be fine.
It was so bad.
It was bad today, but that is all. That's all I have.
Thank you.
Lots more to come, but that's all I have.
Appreciate it. Okay. Seeing no citizens for our second citizens forum.
Do you want to have Peter give it, just?
Oh, he wasn't on the list, but yes,
Sorry.
Peter, do you have anything?
We need to add him to
Peter.
the list.
That's
Talked
right.
about most of my stuff.
Not on this one. I can read.
A couple things. One related to the Lots NOP business complex. She named most of the businesses. I don't remember what they all are, but I do remember he said there was only 2 leases left to fill for that whole park, and he believed very confidently that they would be
Yeah, he
filled
was very
before they started construction.
It's largely tenants that he has in his Denton property.
Okay. So,
So if you look in front of Denton Plaza, not the anchors, but all the things that sit in front, it's basically like
never
a
been
copy
to
paste of Denton Plaza.
Need to, yeah.
I've never been to Denton before, so. Okay, other things, we set the planning commission work session priorities for 2026. There's some things that we have to do, that we were required to do, accessory dwelling units, which will eventually make its way here, and a comprehensive plan, or not comprehensive plan,
Map, the map.
not the map, the critical area. Jeez, sorry.
Oh, critical area.
Critical area, is we have to do a comprehensive review of the critical area code and keep it in line with any changes that have happened in the state code. I'm starting to work on that myself, and then we'll be bringing that to the planning commission once I kind of get a better handle on what actually needs to change. And then one other thing about, new projects that are coming through. There's those 4 lots on Spring Street that are owned by Lacrosse Homes, and they have been working with me on submitting a plan for constructing 4 new homes on those lots as a kind of a consolidated submittal. So I expect them to do that by the end of this month, and they will be going through as it's coordinated, I'm having them go through the TAC process. It won't go to the planning commission, but it will go through TAC, just because it's a coordinated, a coordinated development.
It will go to the planning commission?
It will not go to the planning commission because it's individual building permits, but as the zoning administrator, I kind of get to say, this is coordinated, and I think it's appropriate that it goes through TAC.
Okay.
These
Yeah, I
are
didn't know
for independent, single-family residences.
Correct. That's it for me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, council roundtable. Council Vice President Keel.
I have nothing.
Councilmember Bew.
I'm going light this time, so.
All right, Councilmember McNeil.
Yeah, can I give a couple of thank yous?
Yeah.
Chief, thanks again for the ride-along, a real eye-opener. When you see people screaming at our police officers, kind of wakes you up a little bit, and they handled themselves very professionally, so thank you. And Gay, thank you. We put the benches up, but we goofed with one, I think. Gay, I got stopped when I was riding my bike one day by one of our town members, and Gay came to the rescue after a phone call, and within 24 hours, this person was happy. Trash cans were removed, and life went on, all right? So Gay, thank you very much. I appreciate it. You made us look good. And Peter, since you're here, thank you for being right on top of the solar project. One of our citizens came forward with wanted to know what to do with a solar project. You're right on it, you're helping, and I appreciate that. If we do the little things, then the big things they trust us with, all right? And last thing, Carolyn, I have to thank you. I know I bug you every Monday morning with my emails, but you respond within 24 hours. The public needs to know that it makes us look good as council people when we respond quickly to their requests, right? So thank you very much, okay? Thanks. Thank you.
All right, Councilmember Huffer.
Nothing.
And I have nothing. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
So just,
Okay.